So my first journey was, more rewarding than I could have even imagined. And I knew I wanted to do it again. Really was important to me to care for a family that didn't look like mine. And, we have gay friends, my kids see that, but I don't think they really see it in the sense of like with children and a family and how somebody like them sort of fits into this picture. And so I thought this was a really good opportunity for them to understand it a little better. And that was important to me. And it's, so far it's been really good for them, so. I get a lot of questions from people about my journey and how are you attached to the baby or what is that like? And I think that people don't realize it's very scientific, it's very medical. It's not like I just woke up pregnant one day and I'm giving this baby to somebody else. There's a lot of appointments, there's injections, you're putting work into making this happen and effort. And over the course of a pregnancy, the people you really end up building a bond with are the intended parents. And ultimately that becomes, the peak of this journey is all this, the effort that you've put in and the love you've put in, you get to see when they are holding their baby for the first time. And that is so rewarding. I found it easier to explain surrogacy to my children than to adults a lot of times. It's very simple to them. It was just someone else has made this embryo, but they don't have a place to grow it or carry it, and mommy is gonna put it in her belly and take care of it till it's ready to be born, and then we're gonna give this baby to their family. And that was it. And my kids they would ask questions, is the baby our cousin? Is it our best friend? And I would just, this in each different situation explain who the babies was. And they were just excited to be a part of growing someone's family. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure that my husband knew what a surrogate was before I did. It really wasn't even a conversation. I mean, my husband was he was there before I even knew what it was. It was already something he had looked at and had an appreciation for and valued and was inspired by. So it was a very easy transition when I sort of put myself in that place. So before coming a surrogate, I had never experienced a miscarriage. And I always sort of imagined it from a very scientific medical perspective. Sometimes embryos become babies and sometimes they don't. And with my first journey, I sort of went into it with that same mindset, and I ended up miscarrying our first transfer at about 6 or 7 weeks. And I realized that you don't know what it's going to be like until you're going through it. To consider, well, one, how your hormones play into this, because you definitely feel that shift of physically speaking, but also I don't think you put yourself in the place of how excited you're going to be and how much you want this for somebody else. And the loss was, we got through it, but it definitely weighed heavy on me because you do, to some extent, feel responsible for, you're carrying this baby for them and you sort of feel like you're letting somebody else down. But we came together and we got through it. It also was a wake-up call to have more empathy for people, the emotional side of a loss. I just couldn't have known what that would have been like until I went through it. My advice is to do your research and to not jump into anything quickly. The more I've become involved in this community, the more I've gotten to know wonderful, amazing people who are, a part of this community and advocates for surrogacy. But you also see that there's people out there looking, to make money, and it's not the best fit. for a surrogate or an intended parent to get caught up in that. So to make sure that you're, if you are choosing an agency, that you're choosing an agency that really respects the process and the people. I actually reached out to West Coast Surrogacy the first time that being a gestational surrogate sort of was something on my heart. I reached out to them just to get more information, and they were so helpful, so encouraging, very supportive, took their, take your time, when you're ready, we're here. And when I knew I wanted to do it a second time, there wasn't another thought. I knew exactly where I was gonna go, and I was confident that I would be treated well and supported and heard. And it's been all those things.